The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Theme song is gonna play or not. I don't want to have it playing in the background, and I don't even know. So let's check and see if the Trench Talk theme is gonna play this week. There it is. You tuned into the Farron Dozier Show on mbradio.us, Trench Talk Edition, and Live Tour Sports. Catch me here Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, only on mbradio.us. How'd I do? Was that a good take? That might work. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and mbradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. Streamer from the KCAA Radio.com website and mbradio.us. We gotta bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. A Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, and streaming at KCAA Radio.com website. The Satan leaves no listener behind. We want to thank you for tuning in this evening. If you're in your car and you're driving and you got to get out, grab your device, type in kcaradio.com, click listen live or watch live, because we are in the studio tonight live. Also, if you want to download the app, yes, we have an app too. Go get the app, Apple, Android, wherever you use your smartphones at. Get the app and you can catch us and all the other podcast shows here. I'm going to say Monday through Monday, because there's shows all day and all night long. And you can catch us Sunday mornings at 4 o'clock, the repeat in the mornings there. Also, you can find me Wednesdays on the Military Broadcast Radio Network, MBR, at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, where I do more of my military talk shows. But it is a variety show over there as well. Tonight, I don't even know what to tell you. This is nothing less than a blessing to be here on the air with the cast and crew and the conversations we're having tonight. As you've been tuning and listening in since March, we have been discussing what it is to be a male man and a female woman, the ingredients, right? So as men, we are the foundation of the family. And again, if that house can be worth millions of dollars, but if that foundation is cracked, that home can be condemned. So as men, if we're the foundation of that family, what is our ingredients? What are we made of, right? So we get to go back and look at these conversations. If you're willing, you got to be willing, though, to look in your life and kind of tell the truth. Hey, you know what? I'm living avoiding shame and embarrassment and disappointment, but I got a little bit of happiness and a little bit of joy and love. All that stuff is mixed in there. But what comes out when you're under pressure? That's what we want to talk about, right? So I don't do this alone. Got the whole crew here tonight. This is going to be interesting. Angelica, please introduce yourself to the listeners.
Angelica Perez, two-time veteran, a lot of nonprofit work, corporate America, even service, basic common human service.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us and bringing that female perspective, because we don't do no generalized conversations around here. We talk from the conversation, not about. Down there, Mr. Walker, my partner, what's happening, sir?
Man, you got it lit up in here, bro.
No, your jacket and your shoes. I wish they could see the socks.
Bling, bling.
Throw your leg on the table.
I am not playing.
Yeah, look at them socks. Look at them socks. Look at them socks.
I am not playing with you. I come to work.
You come to work tonight.
Yeah.
And not but last, but our fourth partner here, Charlie, man, how you doing, man?
I'm always fine. Always a blessing being here. I'm excited about today's show. We got some wonderful guests here. It's going to be exciting. So tune in and listen carefully because you're going to get blessed. That's for sure.
This tonight is going to set the stage for a lot of things that's going to be moving forward. Again, as we talk about going back into the community, advocating, mentoring, all the community work from homelessness to chronic illnesses, and everything in between. So before I get started and we start shuffling the deck, you haven't been here in a while. So what have you been thinking about as we've been moving these conversations about what it is to be a male man and a female woman? Angelica, you get to go first. What have you been come up for you since the episodes? Anything?
Oh yeah, the stepping into greater depth into my femininity, realizing that no matter how much you guys share a story or how much I do my own research and even ask questions, I will never know what it is to see through the eyes of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, because the reflection is back on me. I get to entice, embrace, and honor more of the woman that I am.
Yeah.
And that's more than enough. It's never ending.
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that, because for us, again, it goes back to, the word says, love God with all your heart, mind, soul, body, but love your neighbor with the same measure you love yourself. So we have to measure ourselves first. And so if I only measure myself that I love myself, 80% of the time, what is that 20%? And usually that 20% is the stuff I don't love about myself, which is what I wear in front of me to protect myself. And you better not speak to that 20%, because I'm going to defend myself and we'll probably fight. But how do we start to mirror that, as you say, right? And start to deal with that other 20%. So as I grow and develop myself and learn new skills and learn communication skills, that 20% reduces to 15. And I'm at 85. And so the more that I can get that 20% lower, the more love or whatever that is I can have, and also give to other people. That's that humility, that empathy that we talk about.
Right.
But then do I have humility for myself? Well, sometimes, but under pressure, maybe not. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Mr. Walker, anything come up with you for the last few days, last week?
Well, when you said that, the last word you used right there, pressure, I mean, how you play the game. You must play at a pace, where you can understand pressure, know how to play under pressure, and don't let the pressure distract or take away from your game.
Right.
And once you get in that flow right there, as big man, I told him he better have an outside shot, because he ain't coming in the paint.
You gonna put a body on him?
I'm gonna put a body on him, man.
Cool. Thank you for that.
For me, it's a learning experience. I mean, these series of conversations that we've had have been quite a blessing, really. A lot of self-reflection. It gives you a different perspective. We have a lot of generational gaps. We talk a lot about ancestral lines and things of that nature. And so, it gives us a perspective of identification, right? It gives us a sense of the realization, not just of culture diversity, but it also enhances us in our own individual as men, right? It gives us an ability to be able to look ourselves in the mirror, see ourselves for who we really are, and then to be able to look at that and do a self-evaluation of where we want to be, and how do we change that? How do we become, better men, better husbands, for those that are married, or better fathers for those that are, have children, and so on and so forth. As far as even that, and so on and so forth.
Appreciate you for saying that.
And just a quick to capitalize on that, every time that I've experienced a man being honest with me in our interaction, somehow there's this spirit, this essence that I feel like, God, I want to be a better woman. And it's because of that honesty.
So you're saying all men haven't been honest?
Another show, Mr. Walker.
That's another episode.
That's a whole other entertainment.
Okay.
All right. So again, thank you for listening in. We're about to shuffle the deck for you right now. And as a summary of what you've heard so far, for me, it's, I don't understand Farron, so I don't expect you to understand me, right? And so because I don't understand me, and I can't expect you to understand you, then what is that space? And we talk from the relatedness, right? And we use our imagination for all kind of going to not scary farm and being scared of fake monsters. Why not use your imagination to be in the presence of another person's conversation? Amen. And we talk about you can't walk in my shoes, but I could definitely use my imagination to experience what would I do with those circumstances.
Right.
Well, no wonder, because I would probably do the same thing. but we don't have to. We listen to react versus listen first, right? And ask more questions. So again, we're going to take this first break. This is my nonprofit organization, WDC on SCT.org, Sickle Cell Trait Awareness. I collapsed in the military from sickle cell trait exertion with rhabdomyolysis, ended my career. This is what spiraled me out into being in front of you today, going through these conversations of what it is to be a sickle cell trait advocate, patient advocate. So we're going to play this PSA. If you have any questions, know anybody that needs this information, WDCO and SCT.org. We'll be right back. Shout us out. What's the count? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh,
too.
man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I didn't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the fact that both parents have sickle cell trait, there's a 50% chance the child may have the trait and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. Streaming at kcaradio.com. The station that needs no listener behind. We thank you for tuning in tonight. This first piece of the segment here is a very special edition for us. We have in studio for us tonight former NBA player Benoit Benjamin. How you doing today, sir?
Good evening.
Man, thank you for taking your time out, man, and coming to hang out with us today. It's been a pleasure talking with you, meeting with you online, and so I just wanted to, for you to kind of introduce yourself a little bit, but don't give it all away.
Pleasure is mine. Benoit Benjamin, LA Clippers, 1985, third round draft pick. Played in the NBA 17 years, retired with the Lakers. Had a pretty decent career.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to, for me being a military veteran, playing basketball growing up, one of the biggest things for me in my transition out of the military, I want to go right there. What was it like for you in your transition out of the league after 17 years?
Well, I mean, it was tough because I couldn't replace that time with anything, and went out in the streets, did some things that wasn't too kosher, but had the foundation that was firm and steady to bring me back on the good side. So and then credit my grandmama a lot. My family had a great support system as well while growing up as a kid, adolescent, and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you talk about foundation, that's one of the main conversations of what it is to be a male man. We're digging deep back in time. I was able to go at 40 years when I started my healing journey, all the way back to 2 years old, where I made a decision about my mom and my dad, that there was something wrong with me, I didn't belong. What was it like for you growing up in your environment as a young child?
Well, growing up as a kid, I guess probably my adolescent years, to about probably 12, right around puberty.
Yeah.
I grew up. I grew up in the toughest part of Monroe, Louisiana. So I'm from Louisiana,
Okay.
and it was so bad to where, my grandmother, she didn't want me growing up in that environment because it's all kind of crime and whatnot going on.
Yeah.
And being that I lost my father when I was 8 years old, he was
Oh.
killed in a car crash. So basically, I'm raised by all these women, and pretty much a cream puff. I think they used to call me cupcake and everything.
What?
So, yeah. This was early. This was early in my life.
Yeah.
So kids can be cruel.
Yes.
And but one of the things I never forgot, and I did different things like scouting, boys club to keep myself occupied, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
and achieve the highest honor, in all of those clubs and organizations that I partook in.
Yeah.
And then once I discovered that I had a thirst for basketball,
A thirst?
it was over. It was over. No more cream puffs, cupcake, any of that stuff. So, I became obsessed with the game, and contrary to what people might say or think, you don't last in the era that I played.
Yeah.
And you're not worth anything. Let's long started.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when basketball was at its peak and at its best.
Yeah.
All the superstars were in the NBA when I was there.
I want to touch on that cupcake, all that, right?
Mhm.
When you found that thirst for basketball,
Mhm.
did your identity get connected to that basketball identity?
Well, not necessarily because, I was goofy, uncoordinated, so on and so forth. I was tall with a lot of height and a mama's boy,
Yeah.
on the titty per se. But once I, detached myself,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
all
What
the-
was that? What was
from all
that?
the-
What was that switch? That click that said, you know what? I'm just going to basketball.
Well, just me wanting to be a man.
Yeah.
I knew the only way that I could be a man or achieve, a decent amount of manhood or being a decent person.
Yeah.
I had to get out there in life and experience things as a man.
Yeah.
So that's what I chose to do. So I got out in the world at 16. When I left going to college.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And what was that connected to basketball? Did someone see you with the height? Like somebody was like, hey, you know what? I got you. Let's go develop.
Well, my a coach by the name of Jimmy Jones. He was coaching at Carroll High School, and growing up, in a city like Monroe, you got racial tension, you got, segregation, all that,
Yeah.
and they tried to, they wanted to try to get me to play basketball. He did.
Yeah.
And what he told me was, he said, well, all these kids and people are laughing at you now. But I guarantee you, if you work with me, then, they'll be crying for you to get out this city in a minute. Yeah. So that's kind of what ended up happening.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience for us. I got
Yes.
one last question before we bring some of our co-hosts up here.
Okay.
We're interested in a lot of community outreach, kind of the things that you talked about. We know our peers are hard on us at those adolescent ages, right? And a lot of times when that child is not connected to that mom and dad because we don't think that they understand us or they hear us, what for you, what do you see when you look back in the world of things that you care about and, giving back to the community for mentoring or skills? What do you see for that?
Well, I mean, just trying to be a positive guy.
Yeah.
And I'm a Christian man first and foremost of all, and I depend on God for all things. Let's get that out there first.
Yeah.
So me being the type of guy I am spiritually, I'm led by the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
And he directs my path.
Yeah.
So, I've tried to do it my way, and I've tried to, do it, ways that I felt like I could do.
Right.
It doesn't work out.
Right.
So, I just, as I've gotten older and mature spiritually, I've learned let go and let God.
Yeah. Amen.
And I guarantee you, he will direct your path. And when you depend on him for all things like I do, then it's never a question, never a doubt.
We're gonna thank you for saying
Sure.
that. Very important. So we're gonna take a break. I gotta rotate the desk one more time. But again, we thank you for tuning in. This is the Farron Dozier, Benoit Benjamin.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
yeah.
for coming. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna play another PSA and come right back. Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Farron Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, a 2-mile run. And when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying on football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How will life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if a child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count. All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM. 10:50 a.m. We are on another part of the segment here. I got on the deck with us Mr. Walker. How you doing, sir?
Good, sir. Good.
Man, are you ready?
I'm ready for this.
All right, man. So we've had these discussions with Benoit Benjamin, former NBA superstar. What kind of conversation, what kind of questions you have for him tonight, man? Anything you want to ask?
My question, when did you find God, though? Oh,
When did I
you
find God?
make the contact?
Check your mic.
When did I make the contact?
Yes, sir.
Probably in my mother's womb.
Push it.
Okay, that's a good question. That's a good answer.
My mother's womb.
But when did you consciously and knowledgeably accept him as your Lord and Savior?
When I could breathe.
You came out with it.
Absolutely.
Okay. When did you start talking to him?
When I could breathe.
And what were those first words of breath that you breathed into it?
I love you and I trust you and I adore you.
So he met you where you were at
All the time.
all the
Every
time.
time. Yes.
You standing on his word.
Absolutely. I rest in my faith.
And how old are you now?
Be 62 in November.
You go, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that mother's womb comment because that is one of my personal prayers that God
absolutely.
gave me. After I transitioned out of the military, suicide, ideation, depression, all that, that sickle cell trait that I thought was killing me, actually he gave me that in my mother's womb to deliver that message. So I was born for that conversation. So I could appreciate you looking back.
It was bred in me, you know, through my family, my grandmother especially. We were all just Christians, diehard Christians. Church was always number one. If you didn't participate in church or whatever,
You ain't going
you
nowhere.
couldn't do nothing else. So I was like, okay, this is what I got to do to have freedom. I love it. So, you know, but before that, you know, God gave me some, he gave me some how can I, supernatural talents, you know, where I could prophesy, I could see different things spiritually. So I'm gifted like that, you know. I mean, and I'm not ashamed about sharing it. So
and we know that Satan.
It's an honor.
We know that Satan and device attack us in those areas, right? For us to grow and develop.
You know, demons are alive, man. I've experienced it. I mean, I've experienced so much in my life, you know, spiritually related. You know, when it comes to that book, you know, a lot of people look at the book and they read the Bible and they, you know. But to actually experience some of the
there it
things
is
that's
right
in
there.
the Bible,
There it is right there. You gotta
that's
apply
on
it.
a whole nother level.
You gotta apply it. Yeah.
Well, you got a fan in me because I took the long way around.
I have experienced them, man. I'm telling you, firsthand.
Yeah.
See, even though my mother was in the church, my father was a preacher, my older brother was a preacher, I went left.
I did too. I went left.
You know, so I
Think
admire
about it.
you.
Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah,
Think
okay.
about it. 18, 19 years old, coming to LA from Monroe, Louisiana. You know, I lost my mind. That's why I was messed up. LA ruined me. But I tell you this, being in LA was gonna make or break me. And it made me so strong, media wise, and you know, spiritual wise, because you know, I was you know, the worst team I ever played on was 12-70, and that was when the Lakers was winning championships. We was the doormat of the league, but I was getting mad.
You was a stepchild.
I was getting mad. They wasn't bothering me. I was getting mad. But you know, LA, and then the media, man, out here.
Yeah.
The media was, it was relentless.
That's the
relentless. And then I was out in them streets doing all kind of the
giving them
stuff
content.
that I was
giving them content.
I'm wild. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm wild. I got billions of dollars there.
Did you go through Regency West?
I don't even know, probably.
Yeah.
I probably went everywhere. Yeah, man. But you know, I'm just glad and blessed that God brought me through all those times.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's really a blessing, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
For me to be talking to you now.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Considering health problems and issues that I've had the last couple of years. So
yeah.
I'm alive. And,
Thank you.
I'm alive and sanctified and radical. Radical praise, buddy. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Walker. We're going to play this PSA and come back and rotate the deck out. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Farron Dozier Show right here on KCA Radio. Shout us out, what's the count?
Hey, I'm Curtis Blow, the legendary rapper and pastor, and I support WDC on SCT, and that's What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Awareness. Now, it's not just sickle cell anemia that can cause complications, but the sickle cell trait can cause sudden death if the body overheats from physical exertion or high levels of stress. So it's not too late to get tested for the sickle cell trait and learn more about the silent killer. It's not just in African Americans, y'all. So follow the WDC on Twitter at WDCONSCT. That's Twitter at WDCONSCT.
Shout us out, what's the count? Again, if you have any questions about sickle cell trait, WDCONSCT.org. I have been blessed. Last week, this time I was coming back from Stanford University doing a sickle cell trait talk. So shouts out to Stanford for allowing me to come up there and deliver those messages. Again, WDCONSCT.org. All right, we got another co-host. Angelica is here. Any questions you have for Benoit, Angelica?
Hello.
Hello, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. I do, because you come from Louisiana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I grew up here in California, and I served over in Florida. So I spent some time up the Eastern Shore and in the South. What is it that you can still take from your time in the community growing up that you can offer as a solution or even a recreational activity to parents today that they can still do with their kids that has nothing to do with technology?
Well, you know, I do have a camp, a Big Bend basketball camp, three-part program. Talk about that later. I can offer mentorship and, you know, talk to some of these kids about, you know, pitfalls and downfalls of being out here. You know, try to create and give them a positive avenue with my man right here. You know, playing sports or you know, school aftercare. You know, any kind of activity. I mean, whatever it is I could do, you know, to help the kids, I don't have no problem with that. You know, I'm all about that. And I train kids too. I train kids, train adults.
Oh, I like that. What would be an example of training us adults? Just
Well,
one
I
example.
have a company. What is it? Celebrity Pro Celebrity Pro Consultants LLC, and it's an exercise program where I do a total body assessments, measurements, and sit down and basically interview about what your problem areas are, give you my assessment.
And this is from you, one-on-one.
Well, yeah, I put the plan together for
Okay.
you. And you have to record the activities that you do. I said, okay, do this, and this, and then you record it. And then when I do meet with you or whatever, we have some, time, whatever, depending on, what the deal is, I'll be able to tell if you have been doing what you say you've been doing in this notebook. I call it the scientific part. So it's more, to me, it's more scientific, than anything, because I played 17 years, never was injured. And
oh, wow.
I had an old man by the name of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Hey, Kareem.
Kareem put me to the side. And he told me, he said, come here, young boy. I'm gonna tell you something. The name of the game ain't getting to the league. The name of the game is staying in the league. Yeah. And he began to work with me and show me some different things about how important taking care of your muscles and your ligaments, your cartilages, your bone structure. All that, doing yoga, flexibility, reflexology, stretching a lot, so on and so forth. So Kareem taught me the game real early in my career. And I can honestly say that it really prolonged my career. Because actually I could have played another 3-4 years. I could play probably 20 years. But it was so much drama, I had to get out of there, man. I had to go. Too much.
Oh,
but Kareem was the one that told me, yeah.
I want to touch on her question a bit, because we talk about today, they say the iPad, the iPhone, and all this other stuff, but we didn't have that growing up. So what was our distraction? Because we had distractions too back then.
Well, athletics to me is all about either you have it or you don't. Yeah. Either you want it or you don't. Either you're talented enough or you're not. Yeah. And unfortunately, there are a lot of talented athletes that can only be accountable for the level that they're on.
Oh, yeah.
They can only achieve expertise on the college level. You can be the best college player, you can be the best high school player, you can be the best pro.
And that's it.
But the thing to understand is you have to learn how to master each one of those levels as you get higher.
Right.
The high school game is not going to be like the college game. The college game will be a little bit more extensive. And let's not talk about the pro game, because there are tons of athletes who were hell of a college players who won't work for SHI as a pro.
Exactly.
So I mean, we're very, like I say, either you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you want it or you don't.
No, thank you.
That's my take.
No, yeah, thank you for that. And then in the other aspect of it is, again, then what's next? If you're not going to make it to the next level, then where do you go next? And there's 40,000 other jobs that you can get. You can still get a job in sports next to it with the team, not be the person on the court shooting a jumper all the time. But most of us want to be on the court.
Whatever it is you're good at, be the best at that. I try to be the best that you can be. In your own space, in your own skin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna take another switch up right here. This is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM. Tip of the day and shout us out. What's the count? Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. 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 Well done. Welcome back. Welcome back. The Farron Dozier Show right here on KCAA Radio. Them old bones. We gonna let you. We gonna let you stand up. We gonna let you stretch it out. We gonna let you stretch it out. I got two more. I got two more after Charlie. You could get out of here. Charlie, welcome to the deck, man. You got a question for
Yeah, I'm
our
gonna
guest, man.
just make it very simple, but I want to focus a little bit on the theme of what we talk a lot about, what it is to be a man. And you had mentioned something that really touched my heart. You said that you were pretty much raised by your mom, right? Correct. Your grandmother.
Oh,
Yeah. And so my question would be more in terms of mentorship, people that you looked up to, people that shaped and helped you throughout your career to get you to where you are today. And I want, and then I'm not going to ask another question, so I'll ask this one as a follow-up would be, in lieu of that, being that you're a strong believer in Christ, so it's just like I am.
No, I'm not strong.
Okay. Well, we all sin, fall short. Get that. Being that, yes.
I'm a different breed. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So being that you have that foundation, right? Since you
Well, I'm different though. I'm different.
Okay, you're different. Okay. How would you integrate that into the question? In other words, the first one would be the mentorship aspect. Who were those people that, kind of took that position of the father role?
Let's answer that one first. Yeah, answer that.
Well, during my adolescent years and growing up, I looked up to my grandfathers. And my grandfather's name was Ansley Reed. And he was the first black captain in the United States. And I used to call him Bum Bum. Boy, I was hard out of him. That's all my grandma had said. I'm gonna get Bum Bum on you. Oh, please don't do it. Don't do it. So he was one that I looked up to, and I had an uncle that I looked up to. His name was Dan Langford, and my grandmother adopted him while my mother and them was teenagers or something. And he was the only other male that I really clung to and had respect to. Of course, my mother had friends, and my grandmother, they all had friends, but those two guys were pretty much the two that I clung to. And my father, which I really didn't know that long, because he was killed at 8.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I just basically the thirst for wanting to be a real man was what drove me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I say, another thing that drove me was after my father's death, I took it real hard, and that drove me to be better athletically. I think because I'm going to show you I'm going to be better, and I became obsessed with the game, and that's why I became so successful as a basketball player.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
And I believe that piece he was trying to point to was, the spiritual aspect.
The spiritual
aspect. How does that play into?
Oh, my.
Especially playing for the NBA or playing in sports in general, and being that you're a strong believer.
Well, I mean, let me see how I can put this. I guess being blessed the way I was, not used to a city like LA.
Yeah.
It grabbed me, but one thing I always kept grounded, religiously.
Yeah.
And I never did want anybody to think I was better than them. I always wanted to be able to go where I wanted to go. I got robbed in LA a couple of times, because I'm, on 90th and Vermont, I'm on Grape Street, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to people being thirsty like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, there's my foundation that I was, pounded into me.
Yeah.
And I accepted it gladly. So
I think all of us, when we grew up in an environment like that, those seeds are planted in there, right? It's just they're planted.
Plus Southern,
Yeah.
Like I say, if you didn't participate in church activities,
you ain't going outside.
You couldn't
ain't
do
going
nothing.
Yeah,
And it is a transition. I mean, coming from a very structured environment,
absolutely.
and then coming into LA, into
that's
Sodom of
culture shock.
Gomorrah,
Yeah,
the
culture.
Sodom of Gomorrah of humanity.
I mean, we talking about in the '60s.
Yeah, exactly.
Segregation running rapid. Just my mother had me at 16.
Yeah, all of that. Thank you.
She was not accepted because of me. She was embarrassed. Then she broke her neck while she went to Grambling, and that was the only reason why that she said that she wanted to live was because she knows that I was in the world. So,
wow, man, thank you for that.
I went through that with my mother.
Wow.
It was just hell. I had to trust God. Even when I didn't know that I could.
Right, that you could. Thank you for that. We appreciate you for sharing that intimate. All right, 2 more guests, and we're gonna be out of here. This is the Farron Dozier Show on KC Radio. Shout out, what's the count?
Okay.
Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit WDCONSCT.org.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 10:50 a.m. We're good. Shout out, what's the count? Thanks for tuning in. Ilya, man, how you doing, man?
Cali Sportsman in the
Cali
house.
Sportsman's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been
I should have left you. No. What you got for Benoit Benjamin, man? Anything?
I mean, it's really all about the sport for me. As you know, we got this development teams with the IE Hounds as well as with the Orcas and
Mavericks.
You played the game, as you mentioned. Either you got it or you don't, but we also dealing with, young men that's chasing the dream with a lot of bad
that don't mean
habits.
That's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad
them more.
Yeah, it ain't a bad thing.
The
but
way they paying these cats now, man.
Yeah, well,
they better be driven.
We talking ABA, so the money is a little, but it's fun in the sun.
Yeah.
But it all count though, man.
Yeah, it all does count. You know what I'm saying? But
people see you when you don't think they do.
It's to me, the question I guess I have is just the ability to be good and great is 2 different scenarios, and I can always identify what you're saying about church. My grandmother always said, if you could be late for church, you could be late for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So just fundamentals, just the fundamentals of the sport as we see is transitioned a lot. You know what I'm saying? How important is fundamentals in basketball?
Well, that's the foundation. You have to be fundamentally sound first before you can add all that other stuff. You know what I mean? You got to have the fundamentals. Fundamental footwork, dribble, shot. It's a whole program. But most of the young people today, they already got their own little thing that they're doing. You know what I mean? They just need to be guided in some way or shown some more techniques. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the foundation. Well, from my standpoint, see, I was a big man, so I can't be an expert from a guard standpoint. You know what I mean? I can speak from forward, center, well, basically center, because that's all I played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Well, we talking, dribble, shoot, pass. Dribble, shoot, pass.
Basically.
Yeah, it's the, you know what I'm saying?
I got the basic program for all that. I got all kind of programs for all that, man.
Well, we look forward to working with you with the ABA organization.
Well,
it's definitely a pleasure having you here.
We definitely. The pleasure's mine.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to take this one more break and come back. I got a few more people to get here. The last one for you, Mr. Benoit, then I'm going to let you get up. This is Farron Dozier Show, KC Radio.
Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad de células falciformes a diario y un número creciente simplemente no nos damos cuenta. Los impactos de esta enfermedad afectan a todas las personas y en especialmente a las personas de color y con antecedentes diversos. Estar en servicio conmigo y con los demás a medida que creamos una mayor conciencia sobre cómo identificar y dirigir el tratamiento de los rasgos de células falciformes y ayudar a las familias a saber cómo superar el trastorno de células falciformes. wdconsct.org. Gracias por su atención.
Yo hablo poquito español. Thank you for tuning in to the Farron Dozier Show. I've got one more guest for you, man. We got a fan here. I met Angel. He's a part of Bloomington Chambers of Commerce. We've teamed up together to do a lot of great work in the community. So I just wanted him to say something to you. When I told him you was going to be here, he was like, I'm a fan. I'm like, so let me get you in. So ask your question.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Lakers, Clippers, I'm all over. Grizzlies, I seen you probably in the late 90s. But yeah, I'm the treasurer of probably one of the biggest nonprofits probably in the area. My question is a more business question. So when you're in the league, how did you, with your money, what's some good advice you spent your money on after you got a league? What investments did you do? Any type of business to keep your money growing? So yeah, tell the viewers a lot about that.
Well, I basically invested in my family. You know, we have home health agency, you know, in Monroe, Louisiana, Spring Home Health. And we've been around probably 50 years. And we do that. And then we have a private school down there as well as the pecan industry, pecan orchards down there as well. You know, real estate things, you know, so on and so forth. But, you know, I mean, people come at you, you know, all sorts of ways, you know, annuities, CDs,
Right.
whatever, you know, but, you know, you have to be careful with all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know,
all right.
Just pray and ask God to direct your path.
That's it.
And he'll lead you, man.
Is there a certain type of thing you had? Like
I can't really tell you which way to go.
Yeah.
But you know, you just gotta get out there and do some research. You know, they got all kind of stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
You know, all that type of stuff now. Yeah.
All right.
And then last one, follow up. After you got a league, I know you kind of touched bases on this. Your identities in Jesus. What substituted that? Not substitute, but what are some other things you did to keep your focus out of league? I know you had a big, long career, 15 years.
Well, once I retired, I guess I was on hiatus for about 2-3 years. Wasn't listening to nobody all over the country, doing all that. But then got tired of all that, and my grandmother got sick. And I went back to take care of her for her remaining years. So that's what I did. I worked with my family business for 20-some years. I did billing and decoding for Supreme Home Health, and then you know after that, you know different things, you know, learn how to be a contractor. That's one of my favorite things right there, being a general contractor.
Thank you.
But you know, just
we about that business too, y'all. So we're gonna help these athletes. Thank you, Angel, for coming on and asking that question. All right, we're gonna bring up the Morgan family. This is the Farron Dozier Show right here. You can play another quick commercial, and then we're going to switch out the deck one last time.
Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Farron Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, a 2-mile run, and when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying on football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How would life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if a child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count.
Welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show. This all tonight, ladies and gentlemen, could not have happened without, as you've heard at the core of this conversation, is God. I met this gentleman here a few weeks ago at Paris in Paris, California, doing a sickle cell trait booth. My banner fell on the floor, on the ground. I knew it was gonna fall. It fell on the ground. Well, first of all, he tried to help me to take the stuff out of my car, and I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good." I'm thinking, "No, thank you." Eventually, we ended up talking, and we have not stopped talking for about the last 3 weeks. So, man, Randy, thank you, man, for coming out here, man, with your family. Please introduce yourself to the listeners, man.
Hello, my name is Randy Morgan. I'm here with my family, my beautiful wife, my 3 kids. My wife's name is Candace, my daughter, Carly, my son, King, and my other son, Kyron. And I will pass it over to my wife.
Shout out to the other 3
Yeah, that's what I'm about to
children,
say. You better-
Khalil, Fresno State, Chloe, who's playing flag football, and Cameron, who's watching her right now.
Wait, you got
Thank
somebody at
guys.
Fresno State?
Yeah, our
Oh,
oldest child, Fresno
son.
State.
Oh,
Bulldogs.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You know, for you, real quick, we talk about being a mailman. For me, a father is a role, right? A parent is a role. What do you want to say at the core of your growing up into being a mailman and then having your beautiful family? What is that like for you?
Well, I would say having that foundation. I did grow up with a single mom, which I understood she did a lot of work. As a child, you don't understand how hard your parents work. You just see them going back and forth. But she did root me with my grandmother and my grandfather, which is very impactful in my life. My grandfather, he did teach me a lot of things. Like Benoit said, he showed me how to be a man. He was working. He helped with the family. He took care of the kids, and he didn't have a problem with it. And I just took those things in marriage, and I took it seriously. And those were the focal points of how I set my foundation.
What do you want to say about that?
Like, how much time do I have? No, but that's true. You know, the family is the foundation. And so, you know, before having children, we came together, right, as friends, right?
Yeah.
Not just going into the relationship and having the children, but becoming friends first and understanding our strengths and our weaknesses. And then together we were able to create this family that we have now based on the fundamentals of just the family, uprooting it, bringing it to reality. You know, reality is what it
Not
is.
that
It's-
pretending stuff that most people
exactly.
do.
We're really living it. It's
Yeah.
a struggle. We have our ups and our downs, but at the end of the day, we keep going because we see what the next generation holds. We see what the difference we can make. And so we're starting there with the family.
Speaking of the next generation, I want to have the young gentleman here. I'm gonna ask you this: what is it to be respectful to your parents? What does that feel like when you're being respectful?
When you're being respectful to your parents, they actually like take it seriously, and also they actually appreciate it because you're actually being respectful.
Now, what is it like when you're not being respectful to your parents?
That's being disrespectful.
What does that look like?
Not listening, being rude, talking back, and all that stuff.
Got you. Come on, sir. Same question for you. What is it when you're being respectful with your parents?
So when it's being respectful, you have to like do what you're supposed to be doing and listen what they're telling you to do.
And not being respectful, what does that feel like?
Like and not listening to your parents and not doing what you're telling to be done with.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And you, ma'am, how is that for you when you're being respectful for your parents?
When I feel
Yeah. What does it feel like when you're being respectful? When you are being respectful?
like I'm listening to my parents when I'm supposed to be doing something, and I'm being respectful to my family.
Yeah. And what about when you're not being respectful? You know what that feels like? What is that when you're not being? What does that feel like?
Like you're not listening and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Again, this tonight would not happen. Angelica, please come up here. I'm about to give you my seat. We got 2 minutes. Get you my seat. Okay. We got one more. What it is to be a female woman right here.
Hey. Okay, real quick. As a woman who did have a son and he passed away after that, I was never able to have children, or whether it was God or my body, I'm not sure. As a woman, having your entire family, how do you give that compassion to other females who do and who don't?
and still, whether or not you've experienced such a episode in life.
It's the leadership, right? I have to lead by example. I have to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? And so for those who don't have family, it's the encouragement, it's the motivation, it's the ability to push forward, because we have a lot of people throughout the community that are not mothers, but they play a pivotal part into the community for the kids. For instance, one of the teachers at the school, she's not a parent, but they all run up to her like she is, right? They love on her, they respect her. And so in my mind, as I'm thinking about motherhood and as a female, it's about the respect factor that we have for ourselves, and that the energy that we're giving back out to that community. And when that resonates and everything's in alignment, things will go as planned.
Oh, I appreciate that. It is the self-respect that we first have for ourselves.
Absolutely, you have to.
Because then I'm a parent to your children too.
Absolutely. And that's the key.
I'm gonna sit next to you, man. Again, this is the Farron Dozier Show. I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening and tuning in, man. You're nothing less than a blessing, my brother. I appreciate you for bringing your family. You coming back, so this is not done. So you'll be back again. The Farron Dozier Show right here on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 50 AM. Anything you want to be a guest at Farron Dozier on all platforms, hit me up, and you could be sitting here with us. Shout us out, what's the count?
And say cha cha cha, Carly, cha cha cha.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes, hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh,
too,
man, that
bro.
shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait till I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.